Yeah, you'll see Kyle Pitts has to do a better job getting a chip on him. He's supposed to reroute T.J. Watt onto the tackle. We'll come back to that here.
A great burst off the line of scrimmage. Just rips through and...
Yeah, this is what you can't do. You can't go below the knees on a tackle like this. So he's spinning, he's trying to make a move, he's diving to make a play, but watch him go below the knees to the ankle.
One here today, and a loss of 12.
Career year, 17 sacks last year. And I really...
To the middle of the pocket. This is what you deal with when you're a great rusher. And the only way to overcome that...
He has no help. See the right guard, he's covered. That's a reach block trying to get to the perimeter on that zone.
This is an outstanding job. This is one of the best run defenders and...
Yeah, they got to have a better plan. You come into every time you have a star player, right? When you go into your Monday morning, Wednesday morning team meetings to start the week, one of the things that this Atlanta Falcons defense has struggled with over the last couple years is rushing the passer. He's matched up here against James Daniels, the right guard, and something that has played.
He's just obviously no one-on-ones, and that's kind of, it is one-on-one with the tackle. He gets the chip, but just too athletic.
There first and sort of knocked him into a defender that was behind him and got his ankle trapped.
Hey, but guess what? He's going to pursue, they call this heel line run. He's going to flatten and he's just going to run straight down the back of the heels of the offensive line.
Great job by Spagnuolo. What do? They bring in the backup right tackle, the rookie, and go, okay, well, you want a little welcome to the NFL? Here comes
Worker. He's all the way up top, fighting to get past Miller. He's going to reach his hand out and just trip it up where it was an easy first down. You can watch the stunt. He's going to move down the movement, and he's got great instincts and leverage to swim. He uses power, speed.
Wow! I mean, they needed a couple feet.
Yeah, I didn't love that.
A man amongst boys right here. Look like Mack at 33 years old.
Kobe Turner working off of each other. Young this time looping back inside and sort of pinball his way right. Boy, if Davenport can do this on a regular basis, just offset a little bit of the attention that Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, we're starting to see now in these passing situations, this Pittsburgh defensive line is having their way.
You've got Chris Jones, who's going to be working against not one but two replacement guards for the Ravens, and right away goes.
Well, they're pressuring with Kendricks. The tackle's got to come down, and it leaves one of the most athletic players in.
Showing great effort there, finishing that play. I know everybody inside this Falcons organization is excited to have number 97 back. He's been an elite interior defensive player for a long time.
Each guy had a purpose coming in.
Of course, Mack came into the league, drafted by the Raiders.
That's where they're going to line him up. You're going to have to chip. You're going to have to help. Nobody, the tight end, the wide receivers, nobody help.
Watch him just take Jordan Morgan, the rookie right guard, and drive him all the way back to the quarterback. Just whips him. I mean, he is a devastating.
Eddie Goldman, number 99. You can see he starts at the nose, and he just wins fast. He beats Spencer Anderson.
Pressure with 4, then that allows you to do a lot of things in the back end of your defense if you're Jeff Hafley. And right now they're getting pressure, and they force Hurts out, nowhere to go with the football.
Here comes the punting unit.
Well, Phillips on the outside, Sealer just relentless with his pursuit from the inside.
What do you like about Montez Sweat, Mark?
Well, he was such a huge factor in coming over midway through the last year, led 2 teams in sacks, right?
Aiden Hutchinson's on a feeding frenzy right now over on the other side, and they've got people there. I don't know why. Oh, they did chip on the.
Well, they're going to move Quinnen Williams around, and he's already moved into different spots here on this opening possession. This time he gets out, he goes over the right tackle, Colton McKivitz.
Between the quarterback and the wide receiver to lift up and throw, and really well played by Edgerrin Cooper. And it wasn't, and Rashawn Gary just went right around Lane Johnson.
Nowhere for Anthony Richardson to go with this ball, and you see the pressure just collapses this pocket. He tries to step forward.
Titus Howard getting into C.J. Stroud's legs, just getting driven back by Kwity Paye.
I haven't talked about him, but this is a mountain of a man. He is
the best, if not one of the best defensive tackles in the game. I know Chris Jones, the Kansas City Chiefs, everyone talks about him.
Watch Eric Wilson, number 45. He's going to come right in through the tight end and just rip right through Calcaterra's block and into the backfield.
Help out and clean up, but he misses Harold Landry on the pick stunt.
Parsons up here in the interior of the defense, and he goes through Batonio, and
he is thrown back to the Dolphin 15.
Armstead overpowers Eichenberg and just is able to get through.
95 is going to push the pocket and send it back inside. So both.
But look at the penetration again. The penetration up front. They get inside Lake and Tomlinson.
John Runyon, he's trying to work with Jonathan Bullard, and instead Daniel Jones has nowhere to go.
If this is what you want to do, the best testament to an offense and an offensive line is
you're going to see a ton of movement on this front. Guys are going to go up, and you're going to see the incredible instincts on where to find the hole and then be slippery with some power.
This is a great matchup here with Nick Bosa going against 77 Tyron Smith. You see the get off that Bosa has. He's just able to get past him. And Morgan Moses on the other side, he had some problems as well. Well, that was just kind of hold your breath. Quinnen Williams, he gets all the way up the field. He's the one who disrupts it. They're hoping that he's going to crash down the line of scrimmage and not be a factor in the play. And
it's third down.
Well, Malik Collins is right here in the middle, and you're going to see as he's able to just get up the field with the penetration, just no chance.
He was cut by the Raiders. He was with Baltimore and now with the Jets, and that side of the offensive line didn't get anything done.
Stafford to be able to jump around. Here he comes right through here. And you can see it's just the pressure, and then Kyron Williams just sort of leak. Can the pressure get there? Or can Stafford get the ball to his first receiver across the field? They were a little messed up on the back end on that one.
just the vision and being able to read everything developing in front of you. He sees that jet motion. He beats Graham Barton to the spot. And Graham Barton has no choice. I mean, Bobby Wagner is basically standing, in the hole. He's free to the quarterback. So was that a blown protection by Austin Eckler? I'd be surprised. I'd be very surprised. He's a sharp guy. Going to be coming in from that right side. Power rush and pull. Got there quickly. Jaden Daniels.
And this is what Vance Joseph, one of the things he talks about for edge rushers, is don't just use speed, but then, hey, once you're able to get that bull and turn that into power, he just walks forward.
I really think that there's a good opportunity for him to have a heck of a season playing outside like this. You see the quickness. That's Tristan Wirfs. Tristan Wirfs is one of the most athletic left tackles in the NFL. He's outstanding. And Jamin Davis, just his athleticism got him inside quick.
I think he's going to be dealing with this type of pressure. Talked about this with some of these young offensive linemen. Tomlinson just gets by Martin. Nothing the quarterback can do when you're standing there and they get to the middle of the pocket.
Ford, they went and got him this offseason. What a great pickup. And watch right here, he's going to disrupt this play multiple ways. Goes across, then he goes in to the tight end and pushes that thing.
Alex Singleton, it looked like maybe he was trying to get the ball to Tyler Lockett on the deep end cut, but a disastrous start.
Coming off the edge, and you'll see the effort that he's playing with going against Andrew Thomas. Andrew had him at first. Then he spins right back outside and gets to Daniel Jones, and you can see Daniel Jones is not looking down the field anymore. He's worried about that rush.
Well, we talked to Mike McDaniel. How much do you use Jalen Phillips? Coming off of that Achilles injury, you don't want him taking every step. You want to be able... Well, they had a twist to that side. Sealer goes up the field. Agba goes around to the inside when he steps up, when Trevor Lawrence goes to step up.
Guys that they have high hopes for. Adding Matthew Judon, trading him for a third-round pick from New England, and, of course, Grady Jarrett coming back from injury.
Watch, they're going to bring the pressure right here over the right guard who just went in. Spears has to go across and make the block. And Taylor again.
From the outside, it's Joshua Uche, who forces him to step up into the pocket right into the waiting arms.
On Tua all day, they lose 14.
Well, and a huge mistake by Tua. Knocks him out of field goal range in a 10-point.
Well, Tremaine Edmonds right here. He's just man-to-man on the halfback, and he's showing pressure. This illusion of pressure, and then they let their front four take over.
This play was look at Latu before the snap. Him and Zaire Franklin, they're moving around in front of those offensive linemen, which makes it so hard to identify who they're going to block. And right there, it's a free-for-all. All four Colts defenders are bearing down on C.J. Stroud.
I just don't understand how you leave this guy unblocked. I don't get it, because if you're going to throw hot, then throw hot. If you're not, then this is what's going to happen.
Who the Cardinals have moved from right tackle to left tackle this year. Let's see the move. Ooh, it's the one-hand stab, and then he dips. That is really well done by Rousseau. Watch number 3, right side of your screen. Come into your living room right here. I mean, that is a safety.
And Dallas Turner is all the way outside defensive end position, and he has to thank his secondary because Daniel Jones has no idea where to go with the football right now. He steps up in the pocket. Everyone is sat back. Everyone is covered. And Dallas Turner gets a beautiful sack, his first career sack.
They're way over here. They come in and comes around, and there's nobody there to pick up the Forrest Buckner and C.J. Stroud.
Taylor coming over from Seattle ends up forcing Levis out of the pocket. He ran a little too far and then kept his foot on the gas.
Of them working together. You're going to see Mario Edwards right there. Watch once the ball snap. He's able to come around, and it's a clear path, a kind of pick play between him.
You can see how New England wants to rely on their strength, which is a big offensive line, and Tufele makes a nice play.
And this is part of the Josh Allen experience, right? He had plenty of time to get rid of the ball, holds it too long.
DeAndre Coburn gets right through immediately. Hot knife through butter, baby. And he was in the backfield barreling down.
Very smart. He knows that there's one-on-one on the backside. Daniel Jones wants it, so he's going to go and double Malik Neighbors. He's not going to give him that opportunity. Daniel Jones smartly doesn't force the issue, tries to scramble for a touchdown.
Stroud slipped twice. Look at that block by Joe Mixon. Good Lord. Tyquan Lewis got decleated.
Rousseau had a phenomenal camp. Watch him at the point of attack right here, right where they're running. He goes inside the left tackle. Paris Johnson makes him whiff. Then he takes on the center, Froholt, and still makes the play.
Well, Campbell's going to be lined up at defensive tackle, but he doesn't fall for the run fake. He gets upfield and
He had career high 157 yards rushing. Tonight, that was his 8th carry. And he's only total.